Hello everyone, welcome to Mindovermania, where we keep your head above the chaos. Today I am recording another pick a card reading, where you get to choose your own intuitively channeled messages. Today's topic is going to be, who do you need to reach out to and what do you need to say? So normally with pick a card readings, right, it's always about the other person trying to reach out and talk to you or not want to talk to you and what their hidden messages are. This is the reverse. This is spirit asking you to come forward and to speak your truth to somebody. Maybe someone wants to hear from you or wants to hear back from you. This reading is intended to do a little bit of a deeper dive into why this person wants to talk with you and wants you to initiate. This could be romantic, this could be platonic, this could be work-related. I'm open to whatever. Only take what resonates. Just let the scenario fit where it needs to, as you all know. In order to select your pile, put both feet firmly on the ground. Take a couple deep breaths. Close your eyes, clear your mind, and connect to your intuition. And then, once you're connected, open your eyes, select whichever pile you feel drawn to, and then check out the description links below. I will see you at your pile. Take care. Hello everyone. You've chosen pile number 1 with the petrified wood. And these are going to be your messages on who do you need to reach out to and what do you need to discuss. So for you guys, pile number 1, this definitely feels like a parent or specifically a more maternal or mother figure. Could be a grandma, could be an aunt, but I'm definitely feeling mom vibes. Maybe you haven't been calling your mom so much. Spirit's inviting you to reach back out to your mom and just let her know that you're doing okay because she worries about you. And maybe just also to discuss some things from your past. I know I get the vibe that maybe there was a little bit of a trauma, if not, only take what resonates, but there's something that, she does want to have a heart-to-heart with you if you're open to that. Let me go ahead and check out the cards. Unyielding darkness. Okay. The Knight of Swords, or the Knight of Lightning in this case. We've got the Hermit. Actually, no, this is Strength. My bad, this is Strength. Nope, you're reversed. And then the Two of Pentacles in reverse. We have Fly, a period of ill health, depression. Cracked Cup, dissatisfaction with life. Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Yeah, maybe you guys are starting over. I'm going to go ahead and get into these cards in a sec, but I wanted to just focus on what you got right here. So with the Knight of Lightning, I feel like someone in this connection is rather stubborn. Now, this could be either you or this parental figure. However, I feel like you guys have been maybe fighting for a little bit, or maybe it's time to put I'm hearing like bury the hatchet. With Hero, I do feel like you have a lot of courage and strength. However, when it comes to this connection, you've been overwhelmed, and I feel like you've been overwhelmed in general. With the Moon, though, it feels like there's something going on in secret and in private, that you've either been having health troubles, you've been dealing with something or an issue with somebody, and this person wants you to talk with them about this issue, so that way they get a little bit more comfort and clarity. I do feel, though, that this person does not share your information with other people. However, I do feel like you got to be cautious about what you do tell this person, simply because I feel like their mind wanders and they don't always, I don't want to say take you seriously, but because this is more of an older, a generational guide between you and this person, there is this energy of just maybe wait before telling them certain things, but you've also waited too long, or things have backfired in the past. And this person just wants to know before you start making some major changes and decisions, like ask them first. They want to be your guide. They want to give you advice and help. However, if you're constantly saying this person's toxic or you're pushing this person away, you lose some of the benefits in your connection that you could have potentially had if you would have just paused and focused on healing. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse, something in this connection does feel out of balance though. I feel like you were overgiving to this person, maybe as a parent. Child relationship things weren't always evenly split, or maybe someone was taking up your resources, your time, your energy, and now you're just afraid that if you go back into this dynamic with this person, they're not going to reciprocate it back to you. However, I do feel like there's been some kind of change. With Unyielding Darkness, I do feel like while you two can butt heads, there is like some kind of a negativity between the two in your relationship that you guys got caught up in. And Spirit's kind of calling you to be the bigger person in this scenario, simply because this person's darkness isn't your responsibility to maintain or keep private. Which, while on the one hand, this person may feel judged or is judgmental towards you, at the end of the day, it's their lesson, their piece to work through, as opposed to you're allowed to just exist in this person's space and should not be judged for it, right? Like, I know at the end of the day, it's like, well, consent and all that. It's like, yeah, but family's kind of different, especially like with a parent-child relationship. There are obstacles that you need a parent to work through. You know what I mean? Spiritually healing. And even if you don't have a direct conversation with this person, at least energetically working through this darkness, either working with a therapist or a professional. I'm also hearing coaching too, like you have to coach yourself through some of these dynamics, because just walking away doesn't change or heal anything. You know, you'll continue to be in this warped cycle and loop with this person until something comes into a balance or an agreement. Again, with Unyielding Darkness, this also tells me maybe this person struggles with depression secretly. Maybe they have a mental illness that they haven't been diagnosed with. And maybe you also have similar things going on. You know, getting to know our parents' pasts and deeper inner workings really helps us ourselves, you know, and where we inherited things. So, again, the advice is with the the Knight of Swords, you know, be strategic. You know, don't give too much away, but also don't allow yourself to be walked over, and take charge of the situation. You know, you're a hero in other people's worlds, and now that this bully from your past, or maybe somebody who didn't treat you the way you wanted to be treated, you know, you're not the same person. You're not the little kid anymore, you know? You're a hero in your own right, and you're your own hero. However, at the same time, this person at some point in your life probably was your hero. So again, maybe even if this wasn't a relative, this could have also been someone who was a mentor of some kind as well. With Fly, a period of ill health, depression, yeah, that's more confirmation for this. This person could also be dealing with health issues, and they're just keeping it a secret. You know, so maybe there's something that you need to also know about this person, you know, in regards to their health. Dissatisfaction with life. Yeah, I just feel like this person wants you back simply for their own comfort, but also to make themselves feel safer. You know what I mean? There's something about your connection that Spirit wants this person to have a better life, and you to let go of what it was that was holding you back between the two of you. Because you're going to realize when you have healthier boundaries and more safety and security within yourself, you're not going to be as triggered by this person as you were in the past. Okay, and again, obviously take what resonates, because some people, you may have an ill relationship with your parents. However, this particular pile, you guys are not the you should stay no contact pile. I would definitely let you guys know if this was something that you couldn't handle or wasn't safe for you. But in this case, I think it's kind of like you need to have the courage to step up and be the generational change. You know, you have the power and influence to do it, so you know, bring this situation back into balance, and maybe this person will be a little bit happier. They might treat you different. I do feel there was a change in their life that caused them to maybe shift a little bit, and I think you're still focusing on this feud instead of learning to transmute it and just move on, you know, releasing it and giving it back to Spirit to work through, you know? And Spirit will give you a sign when to come towards this person. You know what I mean? This isn't just something that's like, oh, you know, you need to do it tomorrow. It's just feeling very like, just go at your own pace, you know, and only bring up the things that you want to bring up. Okay, so for the rest of the cards, we've got a song. It's called Duermete by As Tall as Lions. I'm on fire tonight. I will be all right. I will be just fine. Gray sky come falling, but I know that better days will come. Yeah, this is kind of your sign that better days are coming between you and this person. And that's why it's important that you release the tension and the drama and the heartache related to the situation, especially if it's a parent. Because even if we say, oh, we walked away from that, like, there's a lot of energetic reasons why even just clearing the energy out will really benefit you. It'll benefit your mental health, your physical health, your family relationships, pretty much everything. They're alone for a reason, leave them be. Yeah, so the one thing that I'm also being guided to say is they are alone for a reason. You know, like, we all know why you don't reach out to this person as much as you'd probably want to and not open yourself out, right? So leaving them be, it kind of feels like spirit is guiding you or asking you to just be a presence. You don't have to go in and change them. Don't try to talk politics. Don't bring up the triggering things, the stuff that's going to hurt you, but like focus on, if they like talking about happy memories from the past, focus on those. Or maybe say, hey, oh my gosh, I saw that you got your nails done recently. They look really good. You know what I mean? Like, really focus on allowing this person to exist in their space and not trying to change anything. You're being that guy. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, we all know that this person is being that guy, right? And spirit acknowledges that and wants you to understand that it is your responsibility to take care of things from your past rather than letting them carry out throughout the rest of your life. You know, and the reason why you're being that guy sometimes to other people is because you haven't recognized it within yourself, because you haven't made this peace yet, right? Because again, regardless of what this other person needs, you need to also, in your spiritual journey for leveling up and growing and healing, you can't always identify your own red flags when you're still blinded to these blockages, right? If you've been sitting here trying to journal through things and trying to work through things mentally, that's not going to happen until you make peace with your past, you know? And making peace with this person. And that's why spirit is literally saying, like, I know you don't want to talk to them, but like, at what point does that benefit you? You know? Because this person's not changing, they're not healing, you're not healing, because you can sit there and think things through, but like, relationships are about connections and people. And again, this is not the pile that no contact is the best solution. Again, I know some of you may be fighting on it and being like, oh, well, I know best. And I'm like, this is the pile that is saying no. Spirit knows best. And Spirit's saying, hey, we're inviting you, you know, inviting you to be open and willing to participate in this group again, this dynamic. And it's going to make you feel good. You know what I mean? Like, it may suck for a little bit, but it's going to make you feel better. And that's the whole purpose of why Spirit wants you to undergo it. You need to make a choice and stick to it so you get what you want. Yeah. So there's been a little inconsistency with this person. And in terms of if you try reaching out to this person, maybe talking about stuff, like maybe if you want to talk about childhood trauma or things that happened in the past, focus on what you want, okay? It doesn't matter, like, if this person's maybe more narcissistic or maybe there's something going on. Focus on what you gain out of the interactions, right? You're here because you're showing up for family. You're showing up for a family member. You're spending time with your parent, right? You are a hero, and you don't have to be made small because of what happened when you were younger. When you're not being made small anymore, you can finally start focusing on creating that relationship, because this person can't strong arm you. They can't do anything, you know, unless you let them. And that gives you all the power and control. So then you can transform receiving that energy in a much healthier light. And you won't be pissing this person off as much because you'll be happier too. Hashtag blessed. Yeah, you guys are really blessed, you know? And again, you even being willing, or there's something about accomplishments. Okay, yeah, so there's something about receiving your blessings that's going to be transformed as a result of this, because you're going to be a little bit more grateful. You're going to be a little more in tune of what your body needs, what you need, and why your parent ended up in this cycle and dynamic that they did, right? Because like I said, learning more about your past and your truth, that's one of the major goals here, right? So you can make a choice. You can make something different than what your ancestors went through. No matter what, I believe in you. Yeah. Sometimes maybe you just need to hear from your parent that they do believe in you. That even though despite all of the fighting, all the poor decisions and backtracking and all that, they still believe in you. Okay? That's what Spirit's genuinely saying, is that yes, maybe they're not the best at showing it. Maybe they're not as great as you thought they were when you were a kid, but they still believe in you. They do still love you, absolutely. And they're going to try their best to support you. And that's something that Spirit is calling you to believe in again. Because your soul needs it. Again, if this was a person that didn't believe in you, then Spirit wouldn't be asking you to go back to them. But in this case, make sure you're careful about what you project onto the situation, because there's wisdom here that you can learn from. Money's making the situation complicated, yeah. So maybe you or a parent go through cycles where you're good with money, you're bad with money. Maybe that's caused shame. Maybe it's caused overwhelm. I do feel like this person's concerned about you and your life choices, and so they just want to know more about your situation. Like, why did this happen? What's been going on? Where did the money go? Where did this happen? You know what I mean? And I feel too, like, one of the problems is, like, especially generationally, if you're not talking all the time, this comes across as a much bigger deal to them when they haven't heard from you in a long time. And then, oh, by the way, this is what I need. You know what I mean? Like, adding some more clarity to the situation will help ease their mind and ease your relationship a bit better. So they're not thinking you're out there, I don't know, I'm hearing, like, doing crazy things and them projecting some weird idea onto you. I don't know. Parents can be weird about that sometimes. It's all the fear. It's never my fault. It can't be me. Yeah, I think that is one of the struggles that you guys have in this relationship, is this person can't take accountability. However, at the same time, that's where you're going to be forced to reflect on your own inability to take accountability. You're like, it can't be me, right? Because you're now sitting there standing in your power and saying, me, right? But now, Spirit is asking you, okay, you have your power of me, let go, and think about we, right? What can we do now? Because if you're strong in yourself, it's going to mirror back, And again, it's okay to admit you made mistakes, right? I don't know, like, there's something about, like, a project or a projection that really just needs to be worked through. If you want to maybe work through that projection, I do have another pick a card reading that's live right now about what are you projecting onto the situation. You can check that out, or again, work on it with a therapist. I'm weak. This is too hard. Yeah. So one of the big themes that Spirit is calling you to identify and recognize about your relationship between you and this person, and why they're asking you to reach back out, is this person doesn't have the strength to go forward anymore without making those choices. Okay? So with I'm weak, this person couldn't break the generational gap. Maybe they broke some, but they don't have what you have, right? Again, you're coming up as the hero right now. You have the strength and skills and ability to do so. If this person can't do something, they can't do something. And especially if this person's aging, they're going later on in life, things are hard for this person now. Like, the one thing that happens with children as you become adults, right? We all like to forget that our parents are human beings, and that after a certain point, age does affect them. At some point, people are going to die. At some point, people are going to have health problems. At some point, they're going to need your assistance, right? And so your role in supporting this person, guiding them to that next stage of life, is going to be really, really important for you, okay? Because it sets a precedent of how you show up for your family, how you show up for those that have harmed you, and that there's something for you that's going to come back around as a result of the situation. Okay? Again, you believing that you're too weak to do something. You have all the power in your hands to be able to take ownership of the situation and step forward. I don't know, there's some kind of like, maybe you will need to support this person at some point in their journey. Maybe closer towards their life ending. Do you really want to let them go to the grave when you very easily could have resolved some things? Some things won't, but if you can't let the past be the past, if you can't let go of the trauma, it's going to dog you and follow you behind you for the rest of your life. And you don't want to have this kind of regret, especially for someone that does care. That, again, what if they had a hormone imbalance? What if they have other things? Cracked cup. Yeah, they're messed up. But so are you. And this is just you reflecting yourself back. And you get to make the choice. Because again, I feel like this, you may feel this is coming across as a little guilt trippy. However, again, it's a higher calling. It's a higher purpose to come forward and offer this person a white flag. You know what I mean? And you're going to find out more about your own truth, about who you are, who you want to become, and what precedent you want to set for your future. Okay? You're like, I'm on fire tonight. It's like, yep, you're on fire. Guys, you're going places, you're making things happen, but you cannot forget where you came from. Okay? Integrate it into your present. And you're going to feel a lot more stable and rooted. Okay? Pay attention to your roots. That's what Petrified Wood is all about. Past lives, family, history, root chakra. Go spend some time in nature. Get with the trees. Healing all of that root stuff will make you even stronger in the long run, okay? And it'll give you stuff to share to your children and those in the future, right? It's okay. It's gonna work itself out, all right? I know it sucks wanting to go through that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it to you guys. Anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below if this resonated with you, and if you're interested in booking a personal message with me, links are in the description down below. I will see you all next time. Hello everyone, you have chosen pile number 2 with the clear quartz crystal. And these are going to be your messages on who do you need to reach out to and what do you need to talk to them about. Off the bat, this is a love reading. So this is someone who maybe you have a crush with? I don't know. It kind of feels like there's something going on between the two of you, but no one's talking. So I don't know if this is a no contact. I'm really feeling like my lips are being sucked in, so I can't really talk. So let's go ahead and get some more information. Oh, yeah, maybe something was a false start with somebody that you were really interested in. Yeah, we've got the 7 of Wands. The 5 of Wands in reverse, 10 of Swords in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles. Something about, like, you're kind of a big deal. So whoever this person is, take what resonates. And again, if this scenario doesn't apply to you, please choose another pile, or maybe this isn't the video for you. But there's something about, like, you were either trying to be the hero, or you were not revealing how much you were interested in this person. Okay, so there's something about, like, this person meant more to you than what you let on, and you had a hard time making it happen. Like, I literally see this, it's almost like I was thinking of Pokemon, where, like, you gotta catch them. You know what I mean? Like, you're literally trying to catch this person, or you're trying to, like, throw them a ring, or throw them a bone or something, and this person either didn't notice you at all, had no idea that's how you felt, or it just fell flat, right? With the 10 of Swords in reverse and the 5 of Wands, I do feel like there could have been some butting of heads at some point in your connection, or there's just something about, like, this person had things going on that you had no idea were going on. They were battling some demons, and you kind of came in there and be like, oh yeah, I like this person, and then they maybe showed you their ass, or they're just like, whoa. You know what I mean? take what resonates, but I just feel like this person had a dark side that you didn't know about or you didn't want to acknowledge. And so when you tried to be like, oh, hey, let me show you some love, this person's like, who in the fuck are you? Like, I just see a lot of like defensiveness and this kind of like, I feel like you were focusing on this person because all you saw was like a devil, right? Like you're literally like, oh my gosh, this is like an angry person and I'm gonna sit here and like try to love on you. Even if you didn't actually articulate this, this is the energy you came across as, right? And so it's kind of like, I get the energy of like, for example, I'm thinking of like emo goth alt people, right? And like you are interested in someone who happens to be like that, right? That aesthetic, that kind of vibe, but you're not that way, right? So like imagine going into a Hot Topic and you're telling the cashier, oh my gosh, like, are you depressed? Are you sad? Is there anything I can do for you? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that person working at Hot Topic is like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of feels like there's some kind of like a disconnect where maybe like, and it feels like it's kind of cultural, or maybe there's just something that really, maybe you don't read social cues, but it feels like, you're like, I'm the golden child, I'm all innocent and whatever, I'm gonna go purge the nastiness from you, and then everything's gonna be okay, and then we're gonna sing Kumbaya. And this person's like, first of all, I'm not a devil. The fact that you assume I am just exposes who you are. So like, for example, it could be like, you're a conservative Christian and this person's not. And you coming in being like, oh my gosh, like, let me talk about God to you. And this person's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't have to be one of those, but it does feel like a clash of aesthetics versus culture. And someone on the outside looking a certain way than what they are on the inside. And it just sort of backfired. And it just feels like there's like an abuse of control that this person got triggered by. So maybe they walked away because they were like, oh no, it's one of these pricks. You know what I mean? And maybe you didn't feel that way, but it's just due to your upbringing, you rubbed this person the wrong way. That's what I'm saying. And then also too, like the whole capture, it's like, I'm gonna capture you. It's like, what? Yeah, I see this person being very like, it's the situation that happened, not necessarily you. Okay. We've got May. So, I'm hearing the word Mayday, Mayfire, maybe. I'm already thinking of, well, I'm hearing the word Sonic, but I'm thinking of Fallout, right? Where there's that song with like, maybe you'll think of me. Yeah, I don't know, this person could be a gamer, or maybe they're a little more retro. I'm getting, not steampunk, but like a little bit more like rough around the edges type, Maybe you didn't know. Funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Kite, vacation. Grapes, time to go out and have fun. Yeah, maybe you... maybe you were trying to be serious when everyone that wasn't the vibe. It's kind of like, oh, hey, let's go and hang out. Let's go on vacation. There's something about, like, you just need to take a time out from this illusion that you're in. But back to, like, what Spirit wants you to communicate with this person, I think this person wants to know if you're a page or not. And so what I mean by that is with the page, like, okay, sorry, I'm like all over the place. When it comes to tarot, right, we start with page, knight, queen, king, right? That's kind of the suite of the court system. And with the page here, something tells me, like, you need to let this person know you're a beginner. Or maybe you're a little naive. Like, again, with Tails here, for those of you that don't know Sonic the Hedgehog characters, Tails is Sonic's best friend sidekick, but he's a kid, right? And so sometimes he comes across as a little childish. He's smart, but he's also just a kid. He's a newbie. And even though he can hold his own, he still comes across that way, right? And so I feel like that's where maybe you butt heads, is maybe you tried going up to somebody that's pretty jaded and scarred for life from people, and you're sitting there being like, oh my god, I'm so innocent, I didn't realize that maybe this rubbed you the wrong way. It could be like an example of being like, maybe someone's a different race or someone's a different demographic, and you came in and you're like, hi, and you know what I mean? I just feel like this person may have felt like you were intentionally doing something when you were not. Or like, I could definitely see it being like, how the fuck did this person not know that that's what this meant? You know what I mean? And you're literally being like, maybe you were sheltered, or maybe you just don't mess with that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely get the vibe that there genuinely was a miscommunication here, about intentions, about your vibes, what you meant. Like, especially like this person was like, oh, you're trying to be better than me, because in this person's experiences, oh, I could see this. So, for example, already off the bat, I'm feeling like with that Christian energy, maybe this person was hella judged and had one of those hyper-religious, maybe they grew up around cult-like people, and so they really heavily reject Christianity, right? Because of their traumas and scars in the past. So meanwhile, you're coming in being like, oh my gosh, let me help you, and blah, 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 blah. And you're coming at it from like, that's authentically who you are. And this person went, oh god, it's another one of those manipulators trying to control me, blah, 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 blah. They immediately went back to their past and thought you were the same. And you're like, whoa, no, I genuinely care about you. And they're like, that's bullshit. And yeah, I don't know, there's like just like this tension that has nothing to do with you and your intentions. Yeah, and then like with this Seven of Wands here, like I just feel like all this stuff has been trapped and boiled up inside of both of you, because this person's getting triggered and they're just like, why can't you just leave me the hell alone? And you're sitting there being like, I want to help. I like you. They don't think you like them. They don't think you like them like that. Straight up. We've got Four-Leaf Clover, great, good fortune. Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. Wow. I don't look at the cards before I pull these, and that just... there you go. Bat, take care. Take care. Enemies are working against you. However, I almost said take care of. So it's almost like taking care of your enemies, it literally kind of feels like this person's like, you're my best friend, what? I don't know, like, it's, so, yes, I'm hearing, like, caught in the crosshairs. There's just some kind of weird vibe going on here. Cup, you should accept valid criticism. Yeah, so maybe when you reach out to this person and sit and have this discussion, this person may lash out at first. They're gonna be like, "Rah!" And then you gotta, like, sit and pause, and you're gonna be like, I did not think any of that. At all. Oh my god, I'm literally thinking of a fight I had with a friend of mine in the past, where I sent a text message, and I said, okay, this happened, so this is how I felt, and this is how I perceived it. He proceeds to call me, flips out, and was like, you can't say blah, 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 and made all these assumptions about what I felt about him. And I just sat there and was like, okay, now that you let it out, I didn't think any of that. Like, literally none of that crossed my mind. I was just focused on this. And that's what I feel like what's going to happen between you and this person when you reach out and talk to them. Is they're like, wait, what? And then they're going to feel really stupid and like an asshole. Because they got triggered, right? And it's like, because you actually practice what you preach, like with the whole like taking care of your enemies, like you're the kind of person that if you're mad at somebody, you're not going to go in and freaking burn the whole house down, right? I mean, it maybe come across that way, but like there's something about something backfired in a way that they thought you were hostile. And you're just like, what? I was trying to solve things? Yeah, this is why Spirit's like, you guys just need to talk this out, because this is literally, it's just not true. Like, I literally see you guys, Pile 2, saying like, I never said those things. Like, why are you taking words out of my mouth? I physically can't say those things to a person, And meanwhile, this person's just like, with great good fortune. Yeah, Spirit's telling me you're going to have good luck with this person when you finally clear the air. And you talk through these things with them. With periods of frustration, though, I do feel like you're going to have to be careful. Because, like, again, if this is a love interest, you're going to have patience with this person, because clearly they're traumatized. right? And there are certain things where it's like, all right, don't bring up going to church. You know what I mean? Like, if you are a Christian and this person doesn't want to fucking go to church, then don't invite them to church. Don't invite them around your religious friends at first. Wait until this person understands that you're serious about being in a relationship with them, that you actually care about them, rather than ghosting or doing whatever. Like, again, this person's just really jaded and frustrated about their belief system being pushed to the side. Yeah, they're just jaded and hurt by society in general. And so to me, it's like you're trying to be like because society taught you that that's what being a good person is, or your culture did. To this person, said culture hurt them behind closed doors. And so that's why, like, again, it's kind of like, I see this a lot with like the love and light crowd, where you try to go in and heal the angsty person, the angry person, and all of that healing has nothing to do with the other person's reality, right? It completely neglects how they're thinking, they're feeling, what they want and need. And so then it brings up all this old trauma of someone who said they were like this good person, but they weren't. And so they're like, all right, you're just another faker. You know what I mean? Another Sonic the Hedgehog reference. I was like, it literally feels like Shadow and Tails like butting heads. Okay, so let's get into some of the messages. All right, so what should you be saying to this person? We've got, leave me behind. I'll always follow you. You're like destiny. Aw, you guys are like following this person around like a little puppy. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I like you. Your anger doesn't upset me. And this person's like, please shut the fuck up. Like, but over time, you're gonna grow on them. Yeah, because, like, I don't even know, like, it does feel like this is a majority romantic crowd, but some of you guys, this is like a friend at work. You know what I mean? I could literally see you guys being like, hey, could we, like, work through this or talk about this? Are you, like, feeling resentful or bitter about something? And then you can go back and forth, and then this person will be like, oh. And it's just like, and you guys, like I said, for pile number 2, you should accept valid criticism. Okay? Just be open. Understand that this person isn't trying to hurt you. They're just trying to establish a connection that doesn't hurt them. And right now, they don't have the tools to hold space for this light. That's it. That's all you gotta know. Don't make it too complicated. Just don't talk about those certain things. That's it. That would literally solve 99% of the problem, you know? You can be happy and not bring up all... You can be happy without bringing up politics. You can be happy without bringing up blah, 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 you know? And then once you learn, since you actually do care, it's not going to feel like an attack. And you're not going to feel jaded about this person not liking you back because you're actually listening and following what they're saying they want and need. I would only let you go so I could make sure you're safe. I love you more than pride. Yeah, maybe some of you guys, you're concerned that this person was doing drugs or isn't safe, self-harming, which could be true, could not be true. It doesn't matter because this person just feels like a little invaded and needing space. Like, I see them like a bat. Literally being like, I'm only coming out at night. I want to sleep during the day. Get away. Like, yeah, it just gives me like stray cat energy. You know, like you bring home the ugly, angry cat from the shelter, and then you just need to let it exist in your home for a little bit before it starts coming out and warming up to you. God's got a plan for us. I can feel it. Yeah. So here's the thing too. If you guys are spiritual, don't talk about spirituality with this person at first. Give it some time. Don't say you're soulmates. Don't say, hey, I was seeing visions of you when I was a child. Blah, blah, blah. I did this tarot reading about it. No. You're gonna freak this person out. And this person, I just heard the word geek. Like, I don't know if this person's nerdy. And so this person doesn't believe in anything that you're saying. Even if you're right, they're going to try correcting you. Where they're going to be like, all right, well, 99% of your reading was accurate, but this 1% is not the truth, so I'm going to ignore it. Man, this person's this is tough. Again, with God, I just really feel like this person, they're not like an atheist, but they're very angry with your concept of God. That just seems to be the main issue here, is they feel cheated out of something, and so you guys talking through this in belief systems isn't going to work out when you don't follow and lead with your words. You know what I mean? Like, you have to literally be like, okay, I promise to you, I'm not gonna take you to a church ever again. If you were traumatized, okay, I'm never gonna take you there. And they're gonna be like, prove it. And you're gonna be like, okay, let's go to the Church of Satan. I don't know why that just came out. And maybe you say that, and then this person just laughs, and then they're like, okay, maybe you actually aren't that hoity-toity, better than thou, whatever. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't know, maybe someone's just rebellious, you know what I mean? It just kind of feels like you don't really understand what their problem is, and so you're just trying to make the best of it when it's really just more a matter of just accept who they are. Don't try to fix them. Just let them exist as they are. If I could find words to express how I feel, I'd never stop talking. That's why I can't talk at all. Yeah, you guys got to use your words. All right, this is why Spirit's asking you to reach out and talk with this person. Physically use your lips. Don't text them. Talk to them. I see you guys just like, and you're just like super excited and filled with energy, and I'm just like, why? You know, because I like you. And it's like, well, and you're like excited because you're like, God's got a plan for us and blah, 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 blah. And this person's like, no. I don't know. It's just super funny because this person is spiritual, just maybe in the opposite way. I don't know. There's like a love-hate relationship between you two, and it's kind of cute. It gives me like enemies to lovers vibe. Okay, I need a break from all of this. I'm overwhelmed. I'm gonna make it up to you, I promise. I wanna come see you. I wish I could be there for you. Yeah, this feels like you wanna go to this person, right? And this person does... They feel blocked off, so I don't know if you blocked this person. So it's a mismatch of energy and mixed signals. This person doesn't know how you feel and doesn't know what you want, and that's why Spirit's saying, talk in person. Don't reach out, just fucking go to them. Don't ask for permission, just show the fuck up. I wish I could be there for you. I think showing the truth, showing them who you are, that instead of saying like, well, I want you to go to therapy, just say, I want to support you, right? Let them show you how they heal themselves, how they need to be healed, and then you work with that, right? Because again, you want to connect with this person because you like this person, you love this person. However, the fixing thing needs to stop. That's what this person's main trigger is. And so just say, I want to be there for you. I want to be there on the sidelines cheering you on. I want to be happy around you. And then I want to go live my life. And this person's like, but you don't want to stick around? You know what I mean? Like, there's just kind of this, like, valid criticism that this person has that's going to really clear out the confusion of why you're showing up this way with this person. Because they're very confused about what you want. I'm going to make it up to you, I promise. I feel like this person knows that they're a lot. They know that they're angry and upset and they struggle. But there's something about like the I promise, like you promised them a lot. And they don't know what to make of that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you... Jesus, what? Who are you guys, pile number 2? I'm sitting here like, if someone came up to me and said all this shit, I would not know what to do. I'd be like, I feel something in my stomach, in my bowels. Yeah, I really don't know how this person would respond. Again, but you're saying a lot of I will do this instead of just focusing on the right now. And so they're kind of like, okay. I don't know, I'm hearing like punishment though. It's like, are you punishing this person for something you said? Or something they said? I don't know. I need a break from all this. I'm overwhelmed. Yeah, you both just need a timeout. Y'all need to take a break from this crazy ass whatever. Reach out when you're feeling grounded, safe, when this person's not dealing with whatever. If you can figure out, like again, if you divinely channel this person a lot, you know when it will be the right time to say something and speak up. You know what you gotta say. And you will in the moment, but there's gonna be a period of frustration for a bit. And we're gonna go back and forth. And I literally see it being like, hey, I'm just gonna initiate this conversation. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. And then they're gonna go, rah, 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 rah. And then you're gonna be like, okay. And then they're gonna go, did you listen to what I said? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, why aren't you running away? And I was like, because it's valid criticism. And they're like, oh, I didn't know you actually listened to people's words. And it's like, yeah. And then they're gonna feel rejected. Then they're gonna ghost you. And they're gonna be like, okay. And then they're gonna be like, I don't know, there's just something unique and special about the situation. Again, like, if you don't want to put the energy into this dynamic, fine, but like, you're kind of obsessed with this person, so like, let yourself be obsessed. This is your first time being around this kind of person. So trust your intuition, go slow, and remember, you're just a beginner. Everybody's got to start somewhere in a relationship. And no one's perfect and no relationship's perfect. So just go out there and have fun. And, you know, maybe just tell this person, how about instead of focusing on romance, love, whatever, let's go to the movies. Let's go have a drink. Let's go to an arcade. Yeah, I'm literally, for some reason, I'm like, this person would be a great person to take to an arcade. Watch them get all competitive and shit, and you'd be like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, go kick their ass. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I just feel like you guys make a really great team. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're a team. But you gotta learn how to be team players and how to work together. And work on overcoming your obstacles, right? So, yeah. Just reach out when it feels right. I just feel like, oh, just be careful, because I feel like you're gonna word vomit on this person, but it's like, it's okay if you do that a little bit. I'm just feeling like you've just been so backed up and you haven't been able to use your voice towards this person, and it's been overwhelming. It's been overwhelming this other person, and I think just talking through the bullshit's gonna really just ease everybody in the situation. Just again, though, don't speak trying to control the situation and control their feelings. Try to speak in a way that allows your voice to come out and say, this is just my voice. Okay, I'm not trying to control anybody. I'm not trying to control you. I'm me. Maybe get a vocal coach. Anyways, though, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below if this resonated with you. And if you're interested in booking me for a reading, links are in the description down below. Yeah, you're gonna be very surprised what happens when you start speaking to this person honestly and not from a place of being overwhelmed. Yeah, I don't know, maybe cherries are significant. Whatever, anyways, I will see you all next time. Take care, bye. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 3, and these are going to be your messages on who do you need to reach out to and what do you need to say. So right off the bat, this could be a friend, a family member, maybe a partner, I don't know, but this person's been going through something. Maybe there was a tragedy, or maybe they've just been kind of quiet, or you haven't talked to them in a hot minute. I do feel like I said, this person's going through it. So I don't really have a clear gauge of if you know that they're going through it or not, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's get into the cards. I know when I was trying to pull a bunch of your cards, you had a bunch. So I feel like whenever you do open this person back up to you, or I don't know, or maybe like, I don't know, it feels like you haven't talked to this person in a hot minute, so maybe you guys just haven't talked or you haven't reached out. or they haven't reached out, or they've been ignoring messages, and it just feels like when you do start talking again, everything's gonna come out like, oh god, like you guys went through a lot. Woo! Wow. Oops. All right, let's go ahead and see what cards you guys got. We have Gaia in reverse, so that is the world. All right, we have the Page of Swords in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so I feel like maybe this person knows you have better options or people to talk to. I feel like this person's been sleeping a lot, or maybe they've just been sleeping on your connection, simply because they have too much going on with the lightning strike. It just kind of feels like they never know when either something's going to come up, so they just don't want to burden you, or it feels like they're just overwhelmed with the state of the world right now, or they're carrying the world on their shoulders. They're holding strong though. So for example, I see this little guy, I don't know what that is, but they're staying in the center here world. There's all this other toxicity around them, and so they're staying strong. They could be staying strong for you, or they're just trying to keep up with appearances, but deep down they're what am I thinking? Yeah, they're just really focused on themselves right now. That's the best way to describe it. So again, maybe you've been feeling someone's been ignoring you intentionally, or trying to not cause conflict, when in actuality they're just really focusing only on close friends or close friendships, or just anyone who's nearby, because they don't have a lot of emotional bandwidth and capacity. And that's why Spirit's kind of asking you to reach out, is like, go have a good time with this person. Like maybe go see a movie, go do something light, encourage maybe walking around and getting exercise, something to kind of either get this person out of the funk, or maybe they're kind of used to always getting trapped in these loops, and you're kind of, I don't know, maybe you got sick of hearing about it. There's just something about like allowing this person space to grieve what it is they are experiencing, while also at the same time protecting your own energy so you don't get wrapped up in this. That's why I think like maybe spending time and doing activities together might be better for reaching out and spending time with them. Because for me, it feels like with messaging them, yeah, there's things you could say, but I feel like there's a lot of unspokenness going on between the two of you. And maybe you've been kind of avoiding whatever's been happening here. This could have also been an ex, someone you broke up with, or somebody that's been just, you had to say, but only take that if it resonates. I don't think that applies to everybody here. Insatiable, unquenchable, wanting more. Yeah, maybe this person wanted your attention more than what you could give. Or vice versa. Maybe you're sitting there going like, why aren't you paying attention to me? And it's like, well, I'm kind of dealing with World War III. And financial burdens and all these other stressors. Maybe they went through a breakup and you didn't know about it. I'm hearing like raise your frequency, so just make sure you have a lot of compassion and try to not like take things personally between either these two people that broke up or whatever's going on here. Because there's also something to do with like maybe you have similar friendships, and they were having issues with some of those friends, and you're kind of sitting there going like, oh, hey, how's it going? It's like, oh, trying to just give them a safe space for them to kind of holler at you a little bit. Why would I say that? Okay, I mean, whatever, I'm gonna keep moving forward. Sold. Moving, physical, location change. Yeah, so maybe this person's moving, is planning to move. Maybe they sold off some of their belongings. Yeah, I feel like Spirit's asking you to communicate some of your major life updates as well. So like maybe you moved, maybe you are going through some physical changes. The word sold is coming up to me again though, because it's almost like, I don't know if there's something that this person gave up and now they're kind of used up. I don't know, there's some kind of I'm not thinking of that in a relationship sense. I'm feeling it in the sense that they've just had to sell out to life, I guess. I don't know. We have unlovable. Aww. This person's feeling really unlovable, and that's why maybe they're not reaching out, and so Spirit's saying, hey, offer them a hand. This person's feeling a little dejected right now. Repelled. And faithless. Yeah, I don't know, maybe is this person losing hope over a situation? I see them like maybe praying for themselves or others, so maybe they're just really dealing with whatever's going on. And like with repelled, it feels like they're drowning, and it seems like maybe they don't want to ask for help, or they're trying to pretend like they don't need assistance. So that might be another reason why Spirit's like saying, hey, throw them a bone. They're not as tough as you think they are, or maybe there's just overwhelm, and I'm seeing a lot of this water imagery too. So this could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or there's just a lot of emotions going on. This person could also live by the water, or maybe they need to drink more water. I say as I'm sipping my beverage right now. Okay, I'm gonna make some space for the other cards. So, yeah, if anything, like I said, you're being guided to just hold space for this person, because they've been holding back on stuff they've wanted to say to you. Honestly, not like trying to keep up appearances, We have, I want to kiss you. Ooh, so maybe there is a little sexual tension here. Only take what resonates. There's so many things I need to say to you. Please give me the opportunity to explain. Yeah, this person wants to explain some of their behavior, some of their past actions, maybe either towards you or towards another person, simply because with this page energy, it's telling me that they kind of lost control a little bit, or maybe they weren't fully there. I'm seeing like this cyborg figure who's just, I don't know, this person just seems very intellectual, and sometimes they don't realize how they're coming across to others. Maybe they don't show a lot of emotion and feelings, or it's just always like an overwhelming like purge when it does come out. But I do feel like they weren't seeing clearly. If anything, it almost looks like, not like possessed, but it was like there was just like they were battling something, battling some demons or some anger. I forgive you. Yeah, maybe you thought this person was angry at you, and they're like, I was angry at a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know if this person went through a phase. I'm seeing like villain era. This connection scares me sometimes. I've never felt like this with anyone else before. When I read this, I made the mistake of seeing it as, this conversation scares me. So maybe this person is scared of talking about their flaws, or maybe holding themselves accountable or holding themselves back. I feel like this person doesn't know how to self-regulate very well. Yeah, and I think they're just kind of used to only being upfront with a small group of people, right? And so then they leave everyone else out in the dark, and everyone else is going like, what the heck's going on? And you're like, well, actually, sometimes I deal with really messed up stuff. I don't know. With Insatiable, though, I do really feel like this person's just been like really wanting you to reach out to them. I don't know if you've been picking up on their energy, or there's just been reminders to say, hey, have you checked in on pile number 3 yet? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this person too, this could also be someone who's secretly feeling this way. So maybe you get into small talk with them or reach out once in a while, but like they're going through deep transformational shifts, and they're just having a hard time processing it. I love you just the way that you are. Aw, this person really does care about you. And it feels like that's like in their truth. So regardless of if this is a romantic connection, a friendship, partnership, this person just likes you and wants you to be yourself around them. Like, you don't have to solve the world's problems. They just want companionship, Oof, that was weird. I was like looking at my Archangel Gabriel statue, and he was like looking at me, and it feels like this person's like piercing their soul. So I don't know if you guys are very attuned. You're very clear and direct, and so maybe there's something that's intimidating about that, where people are like, I just want to hang out, you know what I mean? I just want to spend time together and not really do all that deep stuff. But Yeah, there's just something that feels like really, really intense about connecting with people. And so they have issues. Doing the whole like trying to reach out and talk. I could definitely see this person being like, yeah, let's go to a bar and get a couple of drinks and hang out. And then ease into these kinds of conversations. Like, don't come out saying like, oh my gosh, I saw this tarot reading and I thought maybe something was wrong. And it's like, well, I mean, there is, but you don't have to like declare it. You know what I mean? Don't scare this person off. But yeah, basically, if you are imagining a person right now while I'm talking about this sort of stuff, it's probably them. Especially if you've been getting like little intuitive nudges about like, oh yeah, I need to call that person or whatever. It's like, yeah, they might be sending SOS on their own frequency. I'm not ignoring you. I just need to focus on myself right now. Boom. There's some more confirmation. Please be patient with me. I need more time. Yeah, so maybe, for example, this is a person who you went on a couple dates with and they ghosted, and then they came back and were like, hey, this is absolutely not personal. They need more time to heal. And maybe you felt really rejected by this, but, it's kind of their story and your story, so it's like, it's not that they didn't care or have feelings, it's just that, yeah, you get the idea. I remember you. I know who you are. Yeah, maybe people think that you forgot about them. Maybe you thought this person forgot about you and you took it personally, or it rubbed you the wrong way. And you're like, man, this person's just not available anytime I reach out. Or, yeah, again, with insatiable, it's like you just want more and more, and this person doesn't have the energy to give that. If anything, I feel like this person also has a lot of people doing the same thing to them. And only take what resonates, but like with the I love you, just the way that you are, that's what this person really needs, is literally being like, hey, I can't give you the sun, the moon, and the stars. But we seriously can't go on one date. We seriously can't just go and get coffee together. No sweat. Make some jokes. Watch some TV. Play some video games. Like there really needs just to be like a groundedness, when it comes to your dynamics with this person, because they're not trying to ignore you. Okay? And I think too, maybe this group also has a tendency to think that if they are not reaching out to you, or they're not reaching back, that is intentional, or that it's because you said something or whatever. Like, don't play mind games with this person. Okay? Like, I think this is your signal that this person is not trying to gain anything. If anything, they're trying to focus, and that has more to do with them than you. I'm so sorry I hurt you. I know you didn't deserve that. Yeah, like I said, I have a feeling people think you ghosted them, or they just don't understand why you reach out to certain people and not to them. Yeah, I can't tell if this is you or this person. Because I'm sitting here just like, people are just curious as to why. I don't know, like, I don't think people comprehend what this person went through. So you guys, pile number 3, like, or maybe it's you, I can't tell, because maybe you both went through some things, and you're sitting there going like, well, I at least tried, and this other person's like, yeah, what hurt you? You know what I mean? So this could also be the flip side energy, where I'm literally reading you guys, pile number 3, and this is how this person feels back to you. Take what resonates, but like, the I remember you, there's just like a lot of confusion in this connection. Everybody's going through things, and they don't have to talk about it to be close to you. You know what I mean? I feel like this person does want to be closer. They're just sorry that they couldn't interact in the ways that you needed at the times that they did. It's not personal, and they're hoping that you'll forgive them, because they seem like a pretty loving and forgiving person too, especially like if you didn't follow through on something. They're just like, hey, no problem, we're all going through it. Meanwhile, this person's like really going through it. Meanwhile, for you, it was like, oh, it's just another Sunday. Versus they're like, I've got the weight of the world crushing me. But yeah, just check in. But I think this person would prefer more time with you than just like Oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you guys could go to brunch, but I think this person needs like to spend some actual quality time with you. You know, maybe that's their love language, or maybe there's just something about like they just want time, you know, to slow down. Especially if this person's overwhelmed, they don't want to be rushed or thinking about like, yeah, I want to just eat this food and then run. You know, like they want to go slow. You know, and they want to like get back in touch. So sounds like you guys have a lot of memories together, or even if not, it just sounds like they just really want to be on the mends and keep moving forward in this connection. Anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below if this resonated with you. And links are in the description down below if you want to book a reading with me. I'll see you around, guys. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 4, being represented by the citrulline crystal. And these are going to be your messages on who should you be reaching out to, and what messages are you... Who should you be reaching out to, and what should you say? Right off the bat, I definitely feel like this is a love interest. It feels like there was something going on between the two of you. Somebody has been crying. Someone has been bawling their eyes out about not hearing back from you. Like there's some kind of disconnect between you and this person genuinely is like, they're having a rough go of it, not talking to you about something or someone. Yeah, this just kind of feels like heartbroken. You know, this person's heartbroken, there's heartache, there's like a tough conversation that needs to be had, but it's going to go over fine, and it's going to go over well. I don't know if you guys misunderstood each other or a mistake was made, but this person's taking it really, really hard. So, and I'm seeing them like backtracking, backpedaling, backing away, and really trying to just... I don't know, there's something about overcompensating. I don't know, like, y'all's energy, this is wild. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the first round of cards we got here. We have sexual thoughts of you, and I can't stop thinking about it. Oh yeah, this is, there's some horny vibes between you two for sure. And I guess, though, this person wants you to be aware that it's not just about sex, though. Like, they want it to be very clear that there's romantic interest here. Like, it's not just like to them, this was not just a hookup. You know, if anything, there was something about like, maybe there was family. I'm hearing like family going on, so I don't know if there was family issues or there was something, but it's just like they can't stop thinking about you. Like, it's so hard for them to not hear back from you, or to find out that they're blocked, or there's some kind of a situation you didn't know about going on behind closed doors, and they're very frustrated not having access to you. We belong together. Yeah, this person... That's pretty straightforward. You know, this person feels like they belong to you, belong with you, want to be by your side, and they can't stop thinking about it. I don't know if they're like a little obsessive or they're just struggling. It feels more like they're just struggling accepting not hearing back from you. Again, maybe you reached out and they didn't really react the way you wanted them to, so they said, okay, I'm done, whatever. And then now they're like, we belong together. And you're like, what the hell? I don't know, like this, it feels like this, there's just been this back and forth energy that you're sick of. And just with sexual thoughts, I feel like you're just kind of like, I'm sick of that. You know, like, I'm tired, you know, of it being just superficial. To you, anyway. We've got the Ace of Wands, the Four of Pentacles. Oh, you want to be in reverse? Oh? Well, you want to be in reverse, but you're telling me to be upright. And then the Knight of Swords. Yeah, maybe someone's just more of a strategic thinker, a logical thinker. I just keep hearing something backfired. You know, like maybe they did something that caused you to pull back or to not acknowledge them. I don't know if they've been posting things on social media hoping you'd see it, and you're just kind of like, stonewall. Ace of Wands tells me that they they've got a fire under their ass to get you back. That's what that kind of feels like. It's kind of this, it's literally this energy of no, 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 don't go away. We belong together. I'm going to show you who I am. I'm going to show you what is going on, and like that you can't stop me, you know what I mean, or nothing can stop me. And like I see them, like maybe they're going out and spending time with friends. I could definitely see them posting photos of them spending time with other people, just show you that they aren't a monster. I don't know, like there's some kind of like they're trying to prove that they're worthy of a relationship with you. And then just sexual thoughts. Yeah, sexual shots, like, yeah, I just feel like this person, maybe they struggle with hypersexuality, or maybe there's something, I don't know, something kind of feels off, you know, in their relationship between sex and you. And maybe that's why you were just kind of like, no, you know, and they're like, you misinterpreted, but I'm kind of like, Spirit's like, they needed to go through a lesson with you, to learn what's appropriate and what's not, you know. I don't really feel like this person knows how to handle rejection well. That much is clear. Because they did not like whatever you said or posted on social media or whatever. Like, they're like, they're just going guns blazing and they're feeling ignored. Wow. Okay, let's get to the next round of cards. Goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Yeah, they're trying to show that they're growing, that they're wealthy, that they're abundant, that they don't need you, but they do. Okay, so it's kind of like, I'm assuming this is a masculine energy, but it may not be, so only take what resonates. But this definitely gives me the vibe of a girl rejecting a guy, and the guy is trying to compensate, saying, like, I can take care of myself. I'm spiritual. I can blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to, like, show you... Well, they're trying to show others, but specifically you, indirectly, that they are who they say they are, that they're leveling up, that they have the capacity to grow, you know? And with increase in material wealth, I think they're trying to show that, oh yeah, you know, nothing's going to stop me, you know, from getting what I want, and that they have this fire and passion. But it still seems to be self-obsessed, because I think to you guys, pile number 4, you don't care. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are kind of like, okay, you have money now. That wasn't the problem. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, how is acquiring and building your business and growing and getting all this attention and whatever, how does that tie back to me? That doesn't impress me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you're missing the plot, hun. You're kind of missing the plot. Anyways, but this is about who you should reach out to and what you should talk about, so maybe we'll get some more clarification. I don't know, because it's like, I feel like talking about your situation is really kind of the point, because right now, you guys you're kind of leaving this person in the dark. You're not reaching out, you're not talking back, you're kind of just, I feel like you're also pushing back on them too. It's kind of like, I see them, if they want to post something, you're immediately like, oh, let me put this person down. You know what I mean? Like, and not even in a way that's like supposed to be negative. It's, again, it's just the same energy where you're just like, okay, why are you saying you want to be with me, but then you're not doing the things that I asked you to work on? You know? It's kind of like, who cares? And they're just not seeing it. They're not getting it. That's why Spirit's like, you have to have a conversation with this person about it. Or maybe you don't have to, but if you're willing to have a conversation, you know, this person feels like they belong with you. So it's kind of like, I don't know, to me, I'm kind of like, why should pile number 4 even care? Sorry. I was just free channeling. Let's get back to the cards. I hid my love so you wouldn't run away. Yeah. This person didn't want to overwhelm you. But the problem is they were toxic. And so they ran away. Or they emotionally ran away. And with this running away, they ran away first, and then now they're blaming you. And they're pushing all of that responsibility onto you guys, pile number 4. When they hid how they felt the whole time. And so you're sitting there going like, this is stupid. Pile number 4, y'all feel so jaded and fed up. And I totally get it. I think that's why you need to stand on business, you know? And again, it's almost like, to me, it's like, I see this bunny sitting on top of all of the carrots with their friends or whatever, and you're just like, I only see this person. And all these other people, it's like, you don't care. You really don't. And this person doesn't get that. You know, especially with like this Knight of Swords, like, you're cutting straight through the bullshit. You are cutting straight through this person's bullshit. And that's pretty awesome. But that's also why you haven't spoken to them and reached out. Time nor death would separate our love, it's long lasting. If we're doomed lovers, then relax. I know the shortcuts through hell. Yeah, I feel like you're really tired of receiving messages about this person. You're exhausted. And I really hope you guys, pile number 4, are taking time for yourselves, because I'm sure that you're just like, why, Spirit? Like, why are they coming back again? Like, I don't know. I think it's like, with like doomed lovers, you know what I mean? I feel like that's a story you guys are telling to each other. And that's where it says, like, if we're doomed lovers, then relax. I know the shortcuts through hell. Yeah, it's kind of just like, if it's over, the relationship's over, you don't have to reach back to this person. The problem is, if you keep coming back to this person, the doomed lovers thing, it feels like there's like a betrayal of yourself that's happening right now. Like, there's something about like, you loved this person or loved in the past, and it just feels like you went through like kind of a death as a result of this person or breaking up with this person. And so now you're kind of like refocusing back on like what love truly means for you. You know what I mean? But I think you left this person in a loop. You know what I mean? Because now this person's out here being like, oh my gosh, we're going to be together if I do all these things and blah, 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 blah. And you're sitting there being like, no, dude, it's over. I don't know, did you lead someone on by mistake? With like sexual thoughts, it's like this person's just trapped in it, and you're just kind of being like, it's not for me. Maybe you're not even the right sexuality, you know? Yeah, I think just giving this person some clarification would help. We've got the Page of Fire, or the Page of Wands. You and I will always be unfinished business. Yeah, they are not going to let up on this. Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. Yeah, so this person has a solid foundation, you know? And I feel like they want to have success with you. You know what I mean? And then with like, you and I will always be unfinished business. I'm literally just being like, this person will not let up on you. Not until you like put your foot down. Because that's who this person is, right? There's a lot of fire energy. And with this Page of Fire, it just kind of feels like something that you did or said recently set the fire back in motion. They set the spark and they were like, oh, nope. I see the horizon. And maybe you inspire this person. So regardless of if you two are together, if they're watching your social media, there's something about your vibe and your energy. Maybe you're successful, or maybe there's something where you're taking off, or you're spending more time on yourself and your ambitions. With this Page of Fire, it just literally feels like this person's like, okay, full speed ahead. Like they see you and they're like, all right, I can do this. You know? Like they see you and they're just like, oh shit. Like, you're like their dream, their inspiration. You're the person they work hard to become and to embody and embrace. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you're the finish line. Pile number 4. And again, I know this person, they want to talk about you. I don't know. Yeah, it just feels very one-sided, where it's like, it really feels like this person has all this stuff to say to you. But I'm like, but this is about pile number 4. And pile number 4 needs to speak up. And so I think maybe that's where you need to reach out to this person, because I think when someone idealizes you in this kind of way, there's something needs to shift. You know what I mean? Because with this we belong together, like, don't lead this person on. If that's not how you're feeling, then that's not how you're feeling. Okay? Like, really let this person know that if you deeply don't want to be with them, they kind of need to know. They need that soul crush a little bit. Because right now, they think you're either hiding, you're playing games, you're not showing up in a certain kind of way, but they want you. Like, yeah, it kind of feels like if you don't want this person, you gotta break up with them. Like, really break up with them. And, like, I know the shortcuts through hell. Like, this person is literally like, okay, well, we'll figure this thing out. You know? Yeah, time nor death would separate our love. That to me just really feels like this person loves you irrevocably, and you can't really do much. Pile number 4. I know what this feels like because it's really hard when someone's like absolutely in love with you, but they're really in love with themselves. And it freaking sucks, you know? Because you're sitting there being like, yeah, I'm not a part of your equation at all. You know? You're literally throwing all this time, money, and energy into me and trying to do whatever and cling on to me when I'm not coming back. You know? Like, I don't feel connected. And I guess, like, for you guys, it's kind of like maybe you do need to stop and kind of ask yourself, what is your goal? Where does your value lie? Like, something about, like, you need to think about this person in a more rational way. Because to me, it just feels like you're cutting off a connection where you do feel connected to this person. Right? With the we belong together, it kind of feels like you just broke someone's heart and you're leaving them to pick up the pieces, but you didn't explain properly why you did what you did. I don't know, there's something that's like just backfiring here. You know, and that came up in another pile too, but this specifically, I just keep being focused on the, like, we belong together. And it's like, stop with the stories. You know, there's a lot of, like, fantasy here. You know, going back and forth, putting people up in their ivory tower. You know, like, success in a great relationship comes with effort and comes with working together. It doesn't come from projecting something onto someone and then running away. You know? Yeah, there's just something with, like, unfinished business here, like, that's where I think somebody's soul's got to give, you know, because this energy isn't going to get resolved by just touching in or touching base. Like, y'all got to actually have, like, a real conversation, you know, about what's going on, because something feels static, you know, because, like, their energy's in your field regardless. And like I said, it's like you mentioned something. And so you're bringing and welcoming that energy back in. And so maybe you're not aware that you're bringing attention to this person constantly. And this person's literally thinking, oh, you're watching and you care, when it sounds like that may not be the case. You know? I don't know, not to be rude, but I feel like y'all are... This is a little rude. You know what I mean? Not being able to, like, you only think about this person sexually. Maybe you thought that's all it was when there was more going on. Maybe you had hopes and dreams that were kind of crushed, and so now you projected and dumped everything on this person. And maybe you can't stop thinking about it. You know? Maybe you were all focused on, yeah, this is just sex. And yeah, I had a good time, but, like, no, I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of built someone up and then broke them down in a way that really wasn't cool. You know? And maybe to you, it didn't feel that way. Maybe to you, you thought it was obvious, but to this person, it definitely was not. Because you, like, literally ignited a fire. I don't know. This is kind of, Again, you don't have control over other people. But you're going to need to take a little more responsibility for what you did in this situation, or situationship, or relationship. Yeah, we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. We have, I'm done worrying about what everyone else thinks. I'm following my heart and what makes me happy. I feel like that's you, or what happened between the two of you, is you're just like, hey, I'm going to follow my heart. and it's not with you. You know? Or it's like, I liked you, but it's okay. I'm gonna keep moving. You know? And you're just focusing on what makes you happy instead of the both of you. And with the Knight of Wands in reverse, that just tells me there was a lot of anger and frustration that went unsaid or unnoticed. And that's what kind of caused this person to maybe, like, I'm hearing, like, the word tremble. Like, geez. Like, did you bitch slap someone? Maybe you didn't do it intentionally, or maybe you weren't trying to be harsh, but this person, they took it to heart like a blow. I don't know, this person also feels kind of dramatic, you know? But with solid foundation, though, yeah, like, you guys had a pretty solid relationship, so this feels weird. You know, it feels like you guys didn't really close anything. Or at least to this person, it doesn't feel like things were closed. I mean, yeah, you cut them off, but, like, now they're out there, like, I don't know, I'm seeing, like, sailing the 7 seas, trying to, like, get back at it, you know? And they do miss you, you know? This wasn't just a sexual encounter, guys. When the time is right, I will be with you. Yeah, maybe some of you guys, maybe you had to take a break for your mental health. You needed space. You had to say, hey, it's not going to work out anyway, so whatever. But there's kind of like I mean, sure, I'll still be around you. You know, we can still be best friends. And this person's like, yeah, but not. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe you do like this person. I don't know. I saw you love me in a dream once. Where did you go? Yeah, this person had big dreams for you too. You know, this person, maybe they wanted to marry you. They didn't say anything. Maybe they were like, hey, do you want to go somewhere? Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like strange because it feels like you abandoned their dream. But again, that's kind of like what the whole problem with the relationship was. This person's focused on themselves. And so it sounds like Spirit is saying, like, when the time is right, you know, maybe you can talk to this person. Maybe after this person's had a little bit of an ego death or something. Love will never be a word worthy enough to describe how I feel for you. Aww. Yeah, very poetic. I don't know if this person's like an artist or like musician or writer. Yeah, there's just like, this person's really in their feelings, but also in their thoughts about you, about what happened. And like describing, it's kind of like this person's now trying to like put into words how they felt about you or what was going on between the two of you. You know, like, wow, just dang, you know, like this person makes me boom, you know? We've got Boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yeah. In terms of reaching back out to this person, yeah, like I said, it feels like I know like you're not innocent either about not being reliable, but like it feels like if you want to increase, I don't know, there's just something about like Spirit's telling like you got to put the work in with this person. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily going to work out in the ways that you hoped, but like also walking away. The way you walked away was a little toxic. And they're kind of saying, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I know your goals are important. I know you want a specific relationship, right? You want the truth. And that's why you're here. And the reality is this person is a little bit more accurate in reflecting your truth, what belongs to you, than maybe another person. I don't know. There's something different about them. And like the you and I will always be unfinished business. It's kind of like, yeah, like you got to close the door on something with this person. We have guarded. Yeah, you're just feeling really guarded. Numbing. And we got, I love to read all your old messages you sent me. They make me smile. Yeah. You know, you guys just had a really great thing going. And it doesn't really feel fair to this person how it ended. or how you resolved it. You know, like I said, you don't have to be with this person, which makes them scared, but like for you, you got to take care of yourself. And to me, there's just a lot waiting for you if you open the door back up. Maybe a little bit more than you anticipated. Yeah, I don't know who this person is, but they've been like talking you up and hyping you up, and now it's like they're like, I'm done worrying about it. I'm just gonna go make things happen now, which is what they needed. But again, only reach out to them when the time is right. Don't do it on a whim, you know, when you're ready, because you left because it's on your terms. Your life is on your terms. And when you try to sabotage this connection, it doesn't feel great on your side either, you know, and going back to this person may feel like a defeat, but it's really not. It's you being more inviting, open, and aware to what your truth is and your values and what you want. So, I don't know. I think just talk to your energy for a little bit. Talk to this person's energy, but there's something about like hell, like you kind of put this person through hell. And when the time is right, you guys are going to be back together and it's going to be okay. But for now, like feel yourself, work through it, and focus on feeling a little less guarded when you have hope for something. Okay? Don't numb yourself out from the pain. Own it, accept it, release your past, and keep moving forward. All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if this resonated with you. And I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 5, which is being represented by the green moonstone. And these are going to be your messages on who should you be reaching out to and what do you need to talk to them about. So, I don't necessarily know who this person is. It seems to fit in any category, but this is something you need to communicate about something you know, right? So maybe you know something about a relationship, maybe you know the truth, maybe there's someone you've been talking to and you found out about something that you weren't supposed to, but they need to know. So I could definitely be like, oh, this person was cheating on somebody, or like, I don't know, like you need to have proof before you make a move, but there's something like important that you need to be sharing. You know, maybe it's a knowledge of some kind, but like you're holding back from talking to this person because it makes you feel uncomfortable, you know, because you want to prioritize people's comfort over safety. Or maybe there's just something about this person that you're not sure who this person's actually like, you know, and you're kind of like, hey, maybe I should pass this along to somebody. Okay, we've got last chance, babe. Release the ego. Yeah, release the idea that you can change what's going on through revealing the truth. You know, because there's something about like you want to try maybe going forward and going towards the truth instead of just allowing the truth to reveal itself. With last chance, it just kind of feels like this is like your last chance to do a do-over, to speak up about something before it's too late. I don't know. It just feels like, you know, there's never a wrong time to do the right thing, but you need to be a little bit more strategic and graceful in the way you show how this truth is. Because, like, again, you know, especially, like, with timing and all that, like, obviously, you shouldn't be running up to someone's birthday party and being like, hey, by the way, so-and-so did something bad, you know? But with releasing the ego, it's kind of like allow divine timing to kind of guide you and not make it about you doing the right thing. You know what I mean? It's not about you, it's about what the universe is guiding you to do for this person. We've got the 5 of Cups in reverse. We have, I'm so proud of you. I've been trying to connect with you telepathically. I know you're my twin flame. I want to make things right between us. And I like the way you make me feel when you are nowhere near. I was going to say, so this card always throws me off because it's like, I like the way you make me feel when you're nowhere near. That's like basically saying, I like it when you're away from me. And with the I'm so proud of you, it just kind of feels like you're putting on a show. You're not showing people what you're actually like, that you've been actually really upset about something. And I feel like you've been going through a metamorphosis. Nowhere near. It kind of feels like people have a very different impression of you based off of your words, your thoughts, your actions. With that, I've been trying to connect with you telepathically. I feel like maybe you've just been trying to send vibes out without communicating about something with like last chance. It's kind of like sitting there being like, hey, speak now or forever hold your peace. I don't know if there's been like a conflict. I'm literally seeing like a marriage, where it's kind of like you can choose to open your mouth and say something, or you can take it to your grave. I want to make things right between us. Like, it really feels like there was something between you and this person that maybe you couldn't release your ego, And I don't know, maybe it's like you changed too late. With the I'm so proud of you, yeah, I don't know, like maybe someone's been crying in the past and now that they're over you, now you're coming back. Yeah, because like with the twin flame thing, it's kind of like you always knew this person was important to you. And I keep hearing like this person's like the light in my darkness. And it's crazy because when I was initially channeling for this message, when I was like pulling cards or whatever, I just kept feeling like this is the truth pile. You know what I mean? This is the pile that is focused on using your words, not your actions, not whatever, using your words to evoke truth. You know what I mean? To let it be known, and it's going to be about releasing ego. It's like putting your pride aside to say, hey, I hurt someone I care about. I knew how you felt about me and I ignored it. Maybe I rushed in. Maybe I don't know, with telepathically, it's kind of like you're literally going in blind to a situation and just saying something. Because like, for those of you that maybe this is a work situation, I can literally be like, it's not a work situation? Okay, never mind. This is not a work situation, okay? I don't think I've had any work situations for this reading, ironically, or maybe if they did, oh no. But like with I want to make things right, it just really feels like you're compelled or being asked to share your truth. Know your place. But remember, Spirit's proud of you. That you're willing to do this. You know what I mean? I feel like this person will be proud of you if you came forward and told them the truth, the full story, with the I know. You know what I mean? There's like this, the other person was holding back and hiding. Maybe there's some shame in here. Maybe there's like a letting go. But like, it's kind of like I literally see this person, maybe you guys or this person, take what resonates, but the other person's like, they're spending time home alone. They'd rather sit and imagine you together than actually be around you. Because that's easier. And they're like, I think that's good enough. I like the way that this feels because, But this is kind of your last chance, though. Oh, God, I'm like... I was just feeling tears, you know what I mean? Blocked tears where it's just like, it's okay that you still care about this person, guys. Like, don't let a good one go because you can't get over the past. Work through your ego. I don't know. Let's get more cards here. Yeah, because this would also be a friendship too. Like, why are you walking away from somebody that you care about deeply? There's just this transformation, like if someone changed your life for the better, why wouldn't you tell them? You know, like, why are you waiting? Are you doing it because you want to interrupt someone's relationship, or because you just want them to know that that's who you are? You know, I think that's very different. I don't know. You are worthy of this love. Aww. Damn. Damn. Man, I'm smiling. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just all you needed to hear. Is like, okay. Just okay. You know, like, don't put expectations on it. Just say it. Just say when. You know what I mean? Like, wow, dang, that's really symbolic for me. But yeah, literally just be like, okay, here we go. Here's the truth. You know, let me know when it's time to go and to set me free. You know, if anything, it just feels like the truth needs to be set free, so both of you can move forward, or at least you can. You know, because like Spirit's asking you to speak your truth because you need to be able to do this to move forward, to move either away from this person or move towards them. You know, and you're worthy of love. You're worthy of this truth of whatever it is that's going to come out. You know? You're worthy of the transformation. Go frolic in the woods or something. Yeah, maybe it's like you've been so in your head. It's trapped in your throat chakra. You're having nightmares. You got like the night sweats or the stress shits. I don't know. Go out into the wilderness and just chill for a bit. Breathe. Get some fresh air. Right? You need to like chill a little bit because you're stressing yourself out over something that it's your truth. It's not stressful, but you're making it stressful. Humanity has come a long way. Remember that. Yeah, remember, we're not living in the Stone Age anymore. People are a hell of a lot more understanding and empathetic than they were generations in the past. And to me, this feels like it's about reconnecting with your humanity. What makes you a person? Why you do what it is that you do? How did you come to meet this person? How did you connect to this person? You know? Yeah, dang, because it's like, this could just apply to so many things, because like, to me, it's like, it's love, but love in its purest form. It has nothing to do with just romance. You know? It's literally just love in its purest form. And that's kind of the whole point of the twin flame journey, if I'm being honest, is because it's about literally the embodiment of unconditional love. You know? Loving a person regardless of skin tone, choices, path. Yeah, that's just what it is, you know? And it's a truth that you can't deny. And it's not going to be harmful, you know? Maybe it feels like it, but that's just triggers, you know? Like, don't project something onto a person that's not real. But like, seriously, we've got companions. Aww. Freedom's wind. Yeah. Yeah, this person's your companion. Maybe their soul tribe. Soulmate. Freedom's wind. I think that's the Wheel of Fortune. This might be the Lovers. I'm not sure. But like, seriously, it's like there's like the divine circle there. Like, there's peace in this connection. Like, it's okay. Seriously. Like, go. Like, I'm just like, go. Go to them. Be with them. That's it. Like, yeah, I don't have much to say, you know? I think you don't actually need to articulate that much. I think your presence is enough. You know, it's like, and maybe you've been going back and forth, like, should I bother? Do they care? Do they notice? And I'm like, yeah. I think they're going to notice if you show up. Especially at someone's wedding. Jesus. If that's applicable to you. Thank you for treating me well. Yeah. I mean, I think this is more so for you than for this other person, but I mean, I'm pretty sure this other person would really appreciate hearing it. You know, maybe you were down and this person showed up anyway. Maybe you have a hard time with gratitude. You can feel it, but you can't say it. Maybe there's judgment. But, like, there is, like, a genuine feeling of wishing the other person well here. Your love just does something to me. Aw. Yeah, because, like, I feel like maybe for you guys, pile number 5, it's not, like, the love from other piles where you're bouncing off the walls or doing whatever. It's literally, it's just truth. And I'm hearing there's some kind of, like, a bypassing you're doing, a spiritual bypassing, where you're like, I don't understand it. You know, it's literally like it brings you to your knees and you're just like, that's it. You know? And it's like you don't have to overcomplicate it. You know? It's kind of just like a knowing. My soul has always remembered you. My mind is just trying to catch up. Yeah. Like maybe you've been spinning out emotionally because you're trying to control the story. You're trying to control the love. You're trying to control everything. When really it's just like, it's about the journey. It's about being. I don't know, this is like really deeply philosophical. That's twin flame shit for you. We've got the 4 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. You're afraid to reach back out because you're afraid of rejection. Listen, if all you want is love, then say so. You don't have to, like, make a big declaration of it. Oh, I feel so bad. I just feel like maybe there was like a tragedy or a trauma and you thought you were alone. Meanwhile, this person was by your side the whole time. Maybe you projected, maybe you ghosted this person and you're really feeling bad about it. There's a lot of regrets. You're thinking a lot about how you treated this person in the past when you were younger, when you didn't know who this person meant to you. But, like, yeah, like, I keep seeing, like, my soul, like, flames, like, geez, like, this isn't just, I don't know, to me, this isn't normal. You know, this is not a normal connection. Like, all the other piles, it's like, okay, you can, like, find those types of frequencies anywhere. But this pile number 5, this is real. This is, like I said, it's literally part of your truth. You can't forego truth. I don't know, there's something like you're trying to catch up to something that you don't need to chase. You just exist. Just be there. Show up. Do your thing. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to fight. You don't have to be amazing. Just be. That's literally all this person wants. You know? I have your picture on my phone and I look at it all the time. Is this person going back? Missing you too? Yeah, there's something about, like, you are focused on a snapshot from your past, a single snapshot, and you're trying to judge the rest of your life for it. And you don't need to. You can move forward without it. I'm weak. This is too hard. Hashtag blessed. Social status is important to me. Yeah. Maybe this person didn't meet your expectations. Maybe they don't meet your standards. You're like, I'm too weak to share my truth. And Spirit's saying, do it anyway. You'd be a little surprised. You're like, this is too hard. And Spirit's like, if it's too hard, then let me guide you. Let me heal you. All you gotta do is ask. You know, you're blessed, guys. You're blessed with a voice. You're blessed with a beautiful connection that only comes once in a lifetime. But it's unconditional, so you get to do what you want with it. But I'm here to remind you that you're not weak. But if you feel that way, it's okay to feel that way. It's not true, but if that's what you need to feel, then feel it. And you're just like, thank you for treating me well. That's all you gotta say. You know, if you don't want to do the whole big I love you, you don't want to go through the speeches, I think thank you for treating me well and just telling that person that's enough. You know? Just be there. You don't have to say much else because your behaviors can speak. just as loud as your words do. And just remember yourself, you know, in those quiet moments. I don't know, everything in the house is like very quiet right now. So I was literally like, oh God. I could literally see like you giving a speech and then everyone's just like dead silent and you're like, why is everyone quiet? I don't know. To me, it's like, I think just like say it. Just say whatever it is you need to say because the world's waiting. They're all listening. And maybe that's scary and overwhelming, but like, if social status is important to you and this doesn't align, then it's not for you. You know? But I don't know. Is social status more important than your truth? Who you belong to? Who you associate with? I don't know. I think things have been a long time coming for you, and I think you know that you are worthy of love. Even if it doesn't look like what you were raised, what you expect, what you wanted, the fantasies. I don't know. Love is real, guys. And I think maybe you're just finally catching up to that. Hey, better late than never, you know? Not everybody has a shot at experiencing this, but you guys do. Well, okay. Everybody does have a shot. You just gotta... Sometimes people need a little help, you know? And you just gotta keep asking about it, you know? But, yeah, just remember your love. And why it's important to you, but also why it's important to others. I don't know, I think it's gonna come through. I don't know, maybe you're gonna finally find your family again. You know? I don't know. I just feel like I'm just like grinning from ear to ear. Like when you finally like release this and tell this person how you feel, it's gonna go well. It's gonna be okay. All that stress and worry, it's literally gonna be okay. And then you can have a picture of that and add that to your collection. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm laughing because Def Leppard, photograph by Def Leppard, was showing up in one of my other pick a card reading videos, and I'm like, photograph has been kind of a theme. Who knows, we'll find out. A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if this resonated with you. And if you are interested in booking a reading with me, links are in the description down below. I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye.